I'm Paul Donovan, and I'm here to speak with you for a few minutes about high-performing teams. There's one aspect of that that I'd like to draw to your attention now, and I think it's the piece which has been overlooked by so many people who've talked about teams. And that is this: high-performing teams do real work when they come together. So when they meet, their meetings are predominated by identifying problems, discovering what the root cause of those problems are, and then solving them together. And high-performing teams, when they come together, do this kind of work. What they don't do is come together and then the manager might sit in the middle, as it were, in this meeting, and then speak to one person after the other, getting an update of what that person's been doing for the last 2 weeks. In effect, the manager is having one-on-ones while the rest of the team watches. And it's really ineffective time spent. It's frankly irritating for most of the people on the team, but it can be very efficient for the manager, only the manager. So while the manager's getting what he or she wants, the rest of the team is slowly withdrawing and disengaging. This is not the way high-performing teams meet. So what's something you can do now to enable you to grow a high-performing team? And notice I've said grow. You can't action plan a high-performing team. You can't just make them happen. High-performing teams come because leaders create the space where they emerge. So for you to do that, one thing you can begin to do is pay attention to what your team does when they come together and ensure that that experience is real and it's vibrant for them. If you are simply coming together and updating one another, then that's not enough. I'd suggest you begin to craft questions which allow you and your team to consider, to begin by listing some of the key issues they're facing. Group those issues and determine what the core problems are your team is dealing with. And don't do this on your own, do it with your team. And choose one of those core problems and transition your team's discussion to what we can do to address it. And notice the levels of engagement lift, notice the buzz improve, notice that your team actually want to do work together, and that when they do, they're beginning to show these critical signs of being a high-performing team. One thing we teach in our program called High Performance Teams, and in fact we include aspects of this in our other program, the Leader as Facilitator, is a model we call the kite. And the kite is symbolic of how we teach to structure the questions. In fact, to design the sequence of questions you'd need to guide your team to do this work, identify and solve problems. You can find on our website a short video on the kite. And then if you're interested in more, we'd love to hear from you. Please contact us.